Hey guys, it's Dr. Roz.
It's your man Kil, tilldeathinfo.com. We back at it.
Yes, and we are talking about the myths of a relationship or a marriage.
The myths of a relationship or a marriage. More so marriage.
More so marriage. So number one,
Mm-hmm.
most people think that your mate will complete you.
You know where that crap came from?
You complete me? What
Jerry
movie was
Maguire.
that? Right. But it could be further from the truth.
We're so pathetic as people. We look for any Jerry Maguire.
It was a great phenomenal movie. I love that movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It was great. But it was probably not unrealistic. But to think that someone else can complete you is very unrealistic because it is not possible. Only you can complete you. Only you. And
now, what do you
sometimes
think people, because I ain't getting mad when someone would you complete me or you make me whole or something like that. So what is that concept? Like, is the concept
I think we get a
like,
romanticized view
okay,
of a relationship, and we think that this person is supposed to be our all, to be all, our everything. And the moment that they can't be everything that we wanted them to be, we get disappointed and we think we married the wrong person.
Okay, I see what you're
And we
saying.
think the marriage is going to fail, which is just reality. Everybody can be everything to you. It's impossible. You can't be everything to your children. You're going to fail your children at some point. They may not realize it, but you will have a moment of where you failed them. You know it. They may not know it, but it's impossible not to disappoint someone in your life. It's just what we do. It's human nature. So to think or to have the idea that someone else can adequately complete you is just a myth. It is impossible to do. No one can complete you unless you are the only person that can fully complete you. You should not be going into a marriage as a half. You should be going into a marriage as a whole person. When you take a half person into a marriage, you're going to have some half issues.
Right.
And what I mean by that, if you are depending on this person to be your end all to everything, the moment they disappoint you, that's when the resentment is going to come in. That's when the emotional cutoffs are going to come. You're going to be unhappy.
So does the I want this person to complete me thing come from like some low self-esteem or something? Like, because I'm asking you because I've never heard a man say.
And you probably won't. You'll probably hear a man say, she compliments me.
I haven't heard a man say nothing like that. Most men are just like, it is what it is. So I'm saying, then for the women, like, is it a self-esteem issue?
I'll tell you what it is.
I'm not feeling myself, or is it the media that says if you're not married, then what's wrong with you?
Can I use my doctor? Or are you going?
Nah, I'm falling back to that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Use the PhD. That's
this
what you're here
dude
for.
likes to clown me. So really, what it really is. I call it the A&R, the twins A&R, abandonment and rejection.
Okay.
And so typically when we get into relationships, and here's why I say parents are the first teachers that your children will have, because how you show them how to respond in a relationship is how they respond in their adult relationships. So if parents are neglectful, if they're not giving their child everything, or if they're on the other end and they're very enmeshed with their child and they're doing way too much and, not giving that child the opportunity to grow and thrive on their own and to become independent, then you have these people who feel like other people should be doing these things for them.
Okay.
So a healthy balance is a child needs to learn disappointment, and they need to learn disappointment early on in life to learn how to deal with it, because you are not going to go through this life without disappointment.
Right.
However, we can't neglect our children and we can't abandon them and reject them. Now, most people will have A&R issues. Everybody is going to deal with some abandonment and rejection at some point or another. It will happen. Those that are successful in getting through that are the ones that have adequate coping mechanisms. And when I mean coping mechanisms, they're able to look at the situation from different perspectives to see maybe the role that they played in it, the role that the other person has played in it, how things could have been different, and they're able to move on from that, and they're able to accept it. And the difference in that is that you'll find someone who is just consistently blaming someone else.
Okay.
So when you're always blaming someone else, you're never looking at the role that you play. And so you're always giving too much power to the other person and not really realizing, you know, the role that you play in the situation. And as a result, you get into these adult relationships and you think that people are supposed to do for you.
Okay.
And when those people can't do, because people cannot give you the self-esteem that you need. That is something you have to develop on your own. So yes, it does come from self-esteem. Remember I told you guys a couple of segments back, the self-esteem is fleeting. Those emotions are fleeting. But a self-concept is a belief that you have about yourself. And so if you come into this world with the self-concept of that someone is supposed to complete you, that, you know, you don't have enough, or you need someone else to make you whole, then you're going to have a very difficult time maintaining relationships. One, because you're going to become too clingy. You're going to be way too clingy, and you're going to push people away. And so you start having that self-fulfilling prophecy of, you know, if I do this, if I do that, they're going to leave me. And so you start creating patterns for people to leave you, which is where the abandonment and the rejection comes in over and over and over and over again.
So the A&R people are probably the people who are like, this person is going to complete me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a very scary relationship to be in for the person who does not have that idea that someone else will complete them. And the reason why I say that is because in the beginning, this person starts out doing everything for you. Mm-hmm. So you think that this person is someone that is just really interested in catering to your needs.
And just for the record, y'all, I didn't just yawn at what she's talking about. I'm just crazy tired. Because I ain't want people, because I'm actually being quiet for probably the first time ever. Because I'm listening to you.
I know.
So I didn't want people to be like, Kil just yawned on Dr. Roz because she boring them. I'm just tired, y'all.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh, I was saying
A&Rs.
A&Rs. So those individuals, those A&R type of people, these are the people, and you know, I mean, honestly, if you can be truthful with yourself, look and see if you have this type of symptomology, because you might be the person that needs to work on becoming a whole before you get into a relationship. But these type of people, they will do everything for you. It's just almost like they'll buy things for you. They will cook, clean, cake. They will cater to you. So when you first meet them, you're like, oh my God, this person is amazing. This person is great. They're meeting every need on the block that everything that I need. Mm-hmm. And then a little on down the line, they give all that up front because they're expecting you to do the same thing too.
Okay.
And when you don't do the same thing, then it becomes a huge explosion.
Okay.
So then this person becomes the nagger, becomes the clingy person, becomes the person that almost makes you not even want to be in a relationship, because they expect so much from you.
Okay.
Because they don't have it in them to do for themselves, if that makes sense.
Right.
And so it really is a very, 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 very scary relationship, because these are the people that turn into potential stalkers.
Okay.
Potential, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. Very possessive type people. And it's all because they have this huge fear of being abandoned and rejected.
Okay.
And that fear is what's driving them, as opposed to the love that they have for the person. It's the fear of losing the person that has them responding in the way that they respond.
So how do you find out if you are A&R?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad I did too.
How do you find out if you're an A&R? You have to look at your past relationships, and you have to be honest with yourself.
Okay.
And here's the thing, most people are not honest with themselves. But look at your failed relationships and be honest with yourself about why that relationship failed. Or and some dudes are just blunt. So if a guy is saying, dude, you clingy, you need this, you need that, I can't do this, I can't do that, then you need to look at some reasons of why you need that person to do so much for you.
Okay.
Why does that person have to give you so much? You know, these A&R people, they want people to give them their self-esteem, to give them their self, respect. So it's like, tell me I'm beautiful. Tell me, make me feel good about myself. It's your job to make me feel good about myself. When no one can make you feel good about yourself, you have to just have that in you to feel good about yourself. You've got to do the work to feel good about yourself.
Okay, so how does a person who's an A&R, and even if you're not an A&R, just people who have low self-esteem.
Well, there are people that teeter, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah,
how
borderline.
do you get that self-esteem? Because, I mean, I think I've told the story before of growing up, being dark-skinned.
Yeah.
You know, for 8 years, you know, till I was in 9th grade, it was like, oh, Kil, you're nice, you're cute, but you're too dark, And then, you know, when 9th grade hit, and it was like, here comes Aaron Hall and Bobby Brown and Big Daddy Kane, then it was like I became in style. But when I run across people with self-esteem issues, I really can't give them, I guess, my testimony on how I got past it, because I just came in style. You know what I mean? So if Big Daddy Kane never stayed in, right, if Kane and all these dudes didn't come in the style, you know, I'd probably still to this day have low self-esteem, you know, from it. So I wonder how people get past, you know, because I see what you're saying, because there are people who I see who aren't, you know, and it's no diss, you know, but like there's certain people that I know, they're celebrities, they're actual people I've interviewed from time to time who aren't cute to me.
Yeah. But
they exude this confidence about them that would make you still be like, you ain't cute, but you want to go out? Like, because
but I kind of like you.
Yeah, but you're not cute at all. But they just exude this confidence about them. And for me, everybody calls me Shallow Hal because I have this, you know, I'm shallow. I'm trying to get better. But, you know, I'm just like, how do you have this confidence? Because you're not cute at all.
Okay, so confidence doesn't have to come from attractiveness, right? And that's what society wants us to believe, that, you know, if you're attractive, then life is good for you. It's not. I mean,
I think life is good for you if you're attractive.
No. If that was a guy, look at Halle Berry. She can't make a relationship work.
I didn't say relationship-wise. I just said that life is good for you.
I mean, life can be okay.
I think
life can be okay, but it really is all about how you carry yourself. You know, like, I don't think I'm the best moving thing on the block, but it's a prime example. It's so funny. We went out Friday because Frank's cousin was in town. We went out to this little lounge, and I walked in with his cousin, who was a girl. I walked in with her first, so I guess people didn't see I was with a guy. And so it was really weird because dudes was just coming out the woodwork. Y'all, you need a friend? Just all this crazy. I was like, here's my husband. You know what I mean? Like, no, my husband's right here, kind of thing. But on the surface, I'm not the kind of girl that's gonna turn heads, basically. Okay. But with every guy that told me that, it was just something about your confidence, something about you. Is it you a bad girl? I mean, it was just something like that. You know, I mean,
are you hot? I'm just joking.
Is that hot?
I'm just joking. Roz don't smoke. I'm just joking.
No. No, but it's just it's about the pride that you have in yourself.
Okay.
So, you know, and I say this, you know, I tell people this all the time. Here's how you create that self-esteem in your family, you know, and with your kids. My parents were real clear about who we were, right? Every day before we left the house, it was like, who are you? We're the Acre Girls, and what do we not do? We don't embarrass the family. So in that moment, you know, we had pride in our family, and we knew the rules. What we could do, what we couldn't do. I mean, if you look at me and my sisters now, none of us have just been in like crazy, ridiculous, crazy drama. I mean, you know, we're known as the Acre Girls.
Now, we do have to understand that the one thing that you said were your parents.
Yeah,
your mom and dad around.
Absolutely. But single parents can do it as well.
And y'all grew up in Hazard County.
Floyd County.
So it's not like y'all grew up in DeKalb, like you was out in SWATs, anything like that.
But still.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't still get that done. I'm not saying you can't get that done.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you did grow up with two parents in Hazard County. So, you know. But
Floyd County. Get the county right.
You do know what Hazard County is, right?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's the Dukes of Hazzard.
Okay, I got shocked with you, man.
Yeah, it's the Dukes of Hazzard. They were a little bit up the road.
Okay.
But how you increase that esteem is simple. You have to look at what your kids are good at, and then you increase their self-esteem around that. Everybody is good at something. Everybody's good at something, you know. And so you start increasing how they feel about that. And then saying, if you can do this, then you can do that. And you build on what it is that they're already good at. You can't give people fake praise because people see through that. And kids see through that. Oh, you did such a good job. But kids see through that. They see through that horribly. You got to be very genuine about what you pour into your kids. And even still, not even what they're good at, but they're special just because.
Okay.
Who you are makes you special. And my parents really did a great job of this. And I got to get a big ups to Ron Aker and Dolores Aker because they're kind of amazing.
I don't know how your dad held it down with 5 girls.
I know, yeah. Well, four girls. But then my mom, yeah. They were sort of amazing. And even now, it's funny when we go home for Christmas because my mother, they never made a distinction against, between us. Even now for Christmas, we all get the same thing. All the husbands get the same thing. It's hilarious. We're all kind of used to it, but that's just how my parents were growing up. There's not going to be, we are all equal footing, and even though we all have very different personalities, me and my 3 sisters, very different personalities, but they catered to our personalities.
Right.
And they encouraged our personalities. I mean, my mom used to run all over Rome, Georgia for all the stuff that we were involved in. It was crazy. My older sisters played basketball. I ain't no athlete, obviously. But I was a band nerd, so my mom used to come.
What's a band?
Band nerd. I played clarinet, bass clarinet, and I was a color guard captain. And then
you went to band camp?
Yeah, I went to band camp. And then my other sister played the French horn. We were all over the place, just with different activities, but it was things that we were good at. And it was things that they instilled, they encouraged it. Okay. And I think you have to look at the good in people and encourage those good things in people to get them, to help them grow to be whole people. Now, let me be honest. I'm not going to say that there's not a day that I don't wake up ooh, this is not a good day for Roz. We all have our moments of not feeling, too hot about ourselves. But that is fleeting. Because my self-concept, who I think of me, and I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but I'm a bad chick. Why? Because I'm an acre girl. And that's just because that's how we were raised. So I always fall back on that. So I think it's just about what you instill, the pride you instill, the morals and the values. And this means, parents, you got to have yourself together.
Right. Because you can't be a crackhead telling this to somebody.
Right. It means you have to be yourself together.
Don't embarrass the family. You embarrass the family.
Right. You've got to have yourself together in ways. And like I said, and I tell people this all the time because people really think that kids don't know. Kids know. They are little, but they're just little people. That's it. They know when something's not right. And you have to make sure that and that's why I say parenting is a hard job. Probably one of the hardest jobs because you have to be consistent.
Right.
And so it comes from that consistency of pouring into someone. So, my sisters and I, we the cornerstone of abandonment issues because my father was in the military. So, he would ship out for years at a time or whatever. But when my father came home, my father would call, because we didn't have Skype and internet and all that stuff back in the day. But my father, when he would come home, he would make us think we were the world. We were the world to him. It was exciting when Daddy came home, and Mom did a great job of holding it. You know what I mean? She would always include Dad in the process. If something happened, she's like, okay, and I can tell your daddy, you want to act like that, and you want to have a discussion with me and your daddy, So we always knew that they were together on certain things. So It wasn't like we could kind of, buck the system with my mom, and she wasn't having that no way.
All right, cool.
But it's just you really have to pour into the person to increase their self-concept. That's what you want to work on, not so much the self-esteem. Again, self-esteem is fleeting. Self-concept is stable.
Cool.
So if you give the foundation for the self-concept, then you won't have this A and R people in relationships.
There you go. Forever and consistently broke by the PhD.
Side D.
That's why I keep her around. Because really, other than that, there's really no reason to have her around here.
Doesn't that suck? I'm great. I'm great company.
There's really no other reason. There's really no reason to have her here.
Aren't I funny?
It's just a PhD. So.
Aren't I funny?
Yeah, you are. So.
Aren't I a great person to have around?
Yeah. So,
You say
that's one of the myths.
Jeez.
That your mate will complete you. You A&R people.
You must complete yourself.
Gotta complete yourself. So we're gonna be back with another joint of a myth about marriages. So keep it locked. It's your man Kil.
And I'm Dr. Roz.